Hey, house guests! Welcome to today's Big Brother 27 updates and spoilers. It's Waffle Wednesday, and they are definitely making waffles today, game wise. I don't think they're making actual waffles, but I could go for some waffles. It's been a while. Can you guys hear me now? Spinning, spinning, spinning. We're coming back. Anybody? Is anybody out there? Okay, cool. Yay. Okay, so I had to just turn the internet off and on. I didn't even mean to do that. I just reflexively did that. And now it's saying it's not full again. I hope this is not going to crap out. You guys can hear me. Okay. I'm just so nervous because I feel like I'm going to get started and then it's going to crap out again. I guess we're just going to go for it. Fingers crossed that everything works out. Yeah. Can I just land? Can I just land? That's so funny because when Morgan was saying that to Vince the other day, it was just it was a lot. It's glitching. I don't know if it has to do with the weather. It is raining here today. It's not? Okay. She didn't hear me until it played over there. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so let's start. Let's get into it and just keep our fingers crossed that we're good to go. All right, our house guests of the day. We have Amy Bonner, we have Riley Neal, and we also have Michelle and Earl Campbell and their two adorable pups, Moose and Bijou. I hope I said that name right. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you especially to Michelle and Earl for sending me pictures of your beautiful dogs. Every time you guys send me pictures of your pets, my heart explodes. They're all so cute, and it's just so sweet. So thank you all so much for watching with us. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, send us an email to madrosed@gmail.com, and we'll get you on the list. Just make sure you put house guest of the day in the subject line. We're almost at the end here, guys. It's crazy. But there's still a lot of game left to play. So when we left off yesterday, the Vorgan power struggle was on full display. Whenever I say Vorgan, I feel like we're talking about Star Trek or something. It sounds like some sort of Star Trek race. Like the Vulcans or something, the Vorgans. So Vince has been feeling very insecure about Morgan taking over his HOH. He's like, she forced me to put up Lauren as the replacement nominee. She made me do that. I didn't want to do it. And he's also saying she's going to get all the credit with the jury for his HOH week. And I mean, she really did clown him. She got him to put up Lauren on his HOH. That's wild. But Morgan was really spiraling Monday night into Tuesday morning. She says she was triggered by this one comment that Vince made where he was saying if she doesn't vote to keep Lauren this week, they're not going to be friends outside of this game. Damn. I mean, she was basically applying the same pressure to him if he did not put Lauren up. So it goes both ways for sure. But she was freaking out about it. She cried her eyes out all that night, saying, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have pushed you to put Lauren up if we're just going to keep her anyway. Why would I do that? She's saying, I'm a terrible ally. I ruined your game. And Vince was kind of playing into her guilt. He's always very quick to comfort Lauren whenever she's crying. But if Morgan's crying, he's just like, yeah, you kind of ruined my game. But the next morning, gamer girl Morgan is back. She is back to the grind. The grind never stops. Grind the clock. She is pushing that Lauren should go. And she keeps telling Vince, it's going to be so painful for me to have to vote to keep someone who's targeting me. But I said that I would do that because I know that's what you want. But it's going to be really, really painful for me. AKA, I don't want to do it. So her and Vince were getting into it yesterday. We talked about this in yesterday's stream. He's still pissed that she even used the veto in the first place this week. He doesn't like that she put him in that position. And Vince is whining that everyone's coming after him now. He's not going to make it to the end. He's going to have to win out competitions just to get there. And Vince, for a while, was raising his voice in the HOH room while Lauren was sitting right outside. And she heard her name and she was crying because she was like, oh my God, I'm going to go home. That's what they're fighting about. And Vince and Morgan continued their arguing even as Morgan was showering in the HOH bathroom. It was so over the top. It was so classic Morgan. But anyway, Vince, after that, was running some more damage control with Lauren, reassuring her that she is not going home this week. And Lauren seemed a little skeptical. She was like, are you sure? Like, are you sure I'm not going? And she was also trying to protect Kelly at the same time. Not only is she trying to campaign for herself, but she does not want Kelly to go. She wants Keanu out this week. And she's telling Vince, if Keanu goes, all will be forgiven between you and me. That will make up for you putting me on the block. It will have been worth it if Keanu goes. So she's really trying to push that. Okay, so like let's get into the new stuff. I need chapstick. I'm sorry. I just had chips. It's an addiction. So yesterday afternoon, Ashley and Morgan were chatting in the wine room. And Morgan was telling her all about the argument with Vince. And she's like, yeah, he's upset that I used the veto this week. And Ashley's like, why? It's done. Why is this even a conversation between you two? She says, it's over. It already happened. There's 12 days left on the show. She says, Vince should just get over it, move on and try and win the game. Yeah, I mean, why cry over spilled milk, right? It's already done. But Morgan says he was telling me that I wasn't really listening to him and listening to his concerns. And Ashley's like, it's not your job to listen to him. You are playing a game for $750,000, and this is not Best Friend Island. Woo! This is Big Brother, baby! But she was also telling Morgan, like, this is, like, there can only be one winner. Does he think you guys are, like, dating? Like, what's going on here? There's only one winner. So, like, obviously you have to do what's best for your game. And Ashley is also wondering, why is Vince so obsessed with Lauren? Like, what's going on there? And she's asking, is he in love with her? Are they the true showmance of the season? Like, what's going on there? And Morgan shuts her down immediately. She's like, don't say that. That's mean. He's in a relationship. But Ashley's like, I don't know. I kind of feel like Vince's girlfriend told him, and then the feed's cut. But I feel like she was probably gearing up to say, like, oh, she probably told him, like, if you come back with the money, like, do what you got to do, that kind of thing. But judging by what we've seen on the outside, I don't think that that's the conversation that was had before he left. But anyway, they also talk about how frustrated they are with Ava on a game level. Thank you. I've been waiting for this conversation. They're wondering, did she like not want the veto used on her this week or what? Because it seems like she was almost trying to pit Vince and Morgan against each other because they're realizing she was telling Vince, if the veto is used this week, you're going to be effed. But she was also telling Morgan, yeah, like use it on me. That'd be awesome. That's so great. You know, Vince put you in a really tough position this week. So, like, do what you got to do. So, she was definitely sending out some mixed messages. And now people are comparing notes on that. And Ashley says, honestly, I feel like Ava just doesn't even give an F. She's an emotional player. She lacks strategy. Yes. And Ashley, Miss Lawyer, brings up some examples. She brings up how Ava probably should have picked Rachel first for the maze wheel, but instead she picked Vince, someone that she is targeting. And why? Because she was mad at Rachel for pulling her a certain way. Speak on it. Thank you. Thank you. I felt like I was taking crazy pills. Thank you. But she also says when Ava was HOH, she didn't put up Kelly because she wanted to give her a break, right? There wasn't really like a game reason for it there. She wanted to give Kelly a break. And she says it just frustrates me to try to play this game with someone who just goes off of vibes instead of actually thinking about strategy, right? And she says Ava has been doing it the whole game. I mean, I gotta agree. I think she's spot on with this analysis. And Ashley brings up how now Ava is saying how she feels so bad for Lauren that Vince put her up on the block. I mean, Ava's been talking crap about Vince all season, and now she's like shocked at his behavior after she gave him the opportunity to go first in the maze wheel. Like, what? So, yeah, they're not feeling great about Ava at this point. But anyway, the feeds were down for a bit yesterday afternoon. We talked about this right at the end of yesterday's stream. And it didn't seem like anything big had happened once the feeds came back. It was probably just some house maintenance or something. And, the house guests had to be locked away in the HOH room while production took care of things. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they were getting footage of the mastermind walking around the house. Like, it could have been a number of things. It does not seem like it was a twist or anything like that. Like, the house guests were not involved with it. But after the lockdown, Keanu and Kelly were having a little bit of a game chat at the kitchen table. And Keanu was saying, oh, this is great. Like, once the blockbuster twist ends, we can really start making some moves. We can backdoor some people. But, like, after this eviction, there's only going to be 6 people left. So everyone plays for the veto. You literally cannot pull an actual backdoor move because, like, technically a backdoor move means you put somebody up who was not nominated and, like, didn't have the chance to play for the veto. But now people use the term a little more loosely, basically just describing, like, putting somebody up as a renom. So I'm guessing that's what he means. Why? So my soul is dying on the inside. Yeah, he's saying we can make some big moves now at this point. And Keanu's saying if we can take out Lauren and then Morgan, it's a guarantee that we will make it to the final 3. I guess he's saying, like, those are 2 power players, they're strong competitors. So if they're gone, we can just kind of like win out to the end. We'll get there. It's interesting though, because, like, I don't think Kelly wants to work with Keanu anymore. Unless he has power. Like, she is more than okay with him wanting to continue to work with her if he's the one calling the shots. Like, if he were to win HOH or veto or something. But, like, if Kelly's in power, I don't think she's looking out for Keanu at this point. So, a little later, Morgan and Vince have a game chat in the HOH room. And Morgan is pushing. If it's Keanu versus Kelly and there's a tie, that Vince should keep Keanu. Now, we know that Lauren has been pushing for Keanu to go. She does not want to lose Kelly. But Morgan is saying, no, we need to keep Keanu. He is better for our games. I don't know if he's better for Morgan's game, but he is definitely better for Vince's game. I think that is true because Keanu is not targeting Vince. Keanu feels like he can go deep into this game with Vince. He feels like there's no way Vince is going to win this game. But Kelly, there's a really good chance that Kelly puts Vince up on the block if she wins HOH. She is not working with Vince. Keanu, for some reason, still wants to work with Vince. But Morgan, what she doesn't realize is that Keanu wants her out. She is like she is Keanu's like number 1 target at this point if they can get Lauren out of here. So anyway, Morgan is saying if Kelly goes, also Lauren is going to come closer to you. You'll be able to pull her in more because she's not going to be distracted by Kelly anymore. So Vince brings up that Lauren said if he takes out Kelly this week, he will officially have ruined her game because he will be sending home another one of her allies. He broke her never nominated streak by putting her on the block. So that's like the final nail in the coffin. Would it make Lauren stop working with him? Probably not. I really don't think so. I mean, she's still wanting to work with him even after he put her up. So, like, what's it going to take to really make her step back and go, maybe I shouldn't work with this person anymore? I don't know. So, anyway, Morgan's like, okay, what? So you're going to make a decision to benefit Lauren's game and not your own. She says it's not right that Lauren is asking you to do this when she knows that Kelly would target you. It's just so funny to me every time Morgan is like, "Don't you see what Lauren's doing?" Because Morgan does the same exact thing. I mean, this was not a good move for Vince to put Lauren up on the block this week. Was it amazing for Morgan? Yeah. But it was not good for Vince. But Morgan was able to convince him to do that, to work against his own interests here. So Vince brings up some concerns about Keanu. He's worried if Keanu stays, he will just steamroll the competitions to the end. But he does also mention, like, if Kelly's not here, Keanu can't bring her to the final two. So, like, maybe he'll bring me. He wouldn't be that opposed to Keanu winning out if he knew that Keanu was definitely bringing him to the final two. Right? So anyway, later, Keanu and Vince have a game chat in the wine lounge, and Keanu is asking Vince, "Would you be willing to vote Lauren out this week if it's a tie?" And Vince says, "Yeah." I have a really hard time believing this. Like, a really hard time. But Vince loves to tell everyone what they want to hear. So Keanu says, "We got to get a competitor out this week. We got to do it." And I mean, they really will be no matter who goes. Keanu, Kelly, Lauren, they're all strong competitors. So one's going to be leaving no matter what. But they agree that Lauren being put up on the block, that was the most damaging part to Lauren and Vince's relationship in the game, right? Like, that is the big blow. So Keanu's like, "You may as well just finish it now. Just vote her out, get rid of her. Like, the damage has already been done." He really wants Lauren to go. So Keanu is also sharing his plans for the next eviction. He's saying if he wins HOH, he would want to put up Lauren, if she's still there, and Morgan. And he's saying this to Vince. He is saying this to Vince, which is absolutely wild. But, like, of course, Vince is going to be happy about his own name not being mentioned, right? I mean, obviously, Keanu wouldn't say that to his face, but you never know with Keanu. But yeah, he's saying, "I would put up Lauren and Morgan." And he says, "Out of the two, I would prefer for Morgan to go, but I don't know if the votes would be there." He worries that Ava would vote to keep Morgan since Morgan used the veto on her. And Vince is like, "Yeah, that's exactly why Morgan used the veto this week. And it could end up paying off for her." So Keanu's like, "All right, well, if I win HOH and the veto, I could take Lauren down and then put up either Ava or Ashley to take away one of Morgan's votes to stay." Because he really does not want to, like, try to make this move and then miss. So he tells Vince, "The only way that I do that, put up Ava or Ashley, is if you promise that you would vote for Morgan to leave." And Vince is like, "Yeah, I'd have to. I'd have to. I'm not seeing it." But Keanu says, "It's just going to be the worst if I take this shot and I don't land it. It would be a pretty big shot to miss for sure." So Vince was also talking about how the two of them have both pissed off a lot of people in this game. So he feels like they would be a good match to go up against each other in the final two. He's trying to make sure if Keanu sticks around that Keanu will take him to the end. I think he's seeing some potential other paths to get to the end. It doesn't just have to be with Lauren at this point. So meanwhile, Lauren was actually having a one-on-one chat with Morgan. Oh my God, I never thought we would see the day. So this conversation went on forever. I was watching this one live last night and I was just waiting for Lauren to start campaigning, but it never really happened. She never really, like, made a clear campaign to Morgan. This conversation basically turned into Morgan explaining the season from her viewpoint. And, like, she was sharing a lot of information with Lauren. And it's a shame these two didn't try to work together earlier because, like, They could have done a lot together. But a few interesting things I want to point out here. A few things you need to hear about this conversation. Morgan was making it known that she knows Lauren was targeting her last week. And she's like, it's going to be hard for me to vote to keep you after you put me up on your block. And I know you wanted me out. But I told Vince that I would do it. And Vince being here is good for my game. And you being here is good for his game. So, like, in a way, it's good for Morgan if Lauren stays. So Morgan says, I really hope that we can like make some amends here. Maybe, you know, if I vote to keep you, you won't target me moving forward. We can get rid of Kelly because she would put up me and Vince. And I know you want Vince to stay. So it was interesting. Morgan was also really trying to mark her territory in this conversation. I'm surprised she didn't get up and like pee on Vince's HOH bed because like the things that she was saying, she was making it very clear that Vince is her number one. She referred to Lauren as Vince's other best friend. She also said, you know, Vince and I, we've been connected since week 1, so we are naturally each other's number ones. But you're not too far behind for him, truly. I screamed when she said that because it was just like wild. Like you literally just said that to Lauren's face. It's just funny too because we have seen, well, we've heard Vince say in the diary room that Lauren is his true final two. Like, what the crap? But anyway, Morgan does tell Lauren, I think you should be staying here in any scenario. I think you should be okay. All right. Meanwhile, Vince and Ashley are chatting in the wine lounge. And Vince is saying if it's a tie between Kelly and Keanu, he will vote out Kelly. And he says Lauren, of course, is going to be really mad at me because she wants Keanu to go. She wants Kelly to stay. But he says it's too bad. Like, Kelly's got to go. We got to get her out of here. But what's the truth? Because he's telling everyone what they want to hear, as usual. I do think that he is leaning towards Kelly leaving over Keanu. But I haven't seen him say that straight up to Lauren yet. So eventually Morgan joins them and it's a judges meeting. So Vince brings up the possibility of Lauren going. What? Are we in the Twilight Zone? He's specifically talking about the scenario of Keanu versus Lauren because there's a lot of growing concern about this trio of Lauren, Kelly, and Ava. These three are getting really, really tight, and the judges want to break up that group because if they don't, those three are going to be able to control the vote moving forward. I mean, you only need a few votes to make something happen at this point. So it seems like out of the trio, Kelly is the number one target. But like if we had the scenario of Keanu versus Lauren, Vince seems open, potentially, maybe, to the idea of Lauren going. But they agree that the best case scenario would be Lauren winning the blockbuster competition, and then they just vote out Kelly. All right. So that was last night. But then later, things get confusing because Ashley was talking to the cameras, and she's saying Keanu is the dumbest Big Brother player ever. She says his social game is terrible. He doesn't understand anything in the game, but he thinks he knows everything. And she says, if Keanu doesn't win the blockbuster competition, I'm voting him out. So what's actually happening here? I think what happened is, okay, so remember before the POV ceremony when Ashley like kind of had a whoopsie. It was very similar to what Rachel did during Vince's last HOH. So Ashley had spilled information to Keanu. She let him know, number one, Vince is not going to break a tie in your favor. And number two, Vince is not going to put Lauren up if you are the one coming off the block. He would only do that if Ava was the one coming down. So remember, Keanu took that information back to Vince and was asking him about it. And Vince was really pissed because he figured out that Morgan and Ashley were running around spreading information from him. So I think what happened was Ashley had just found out from Morgan that Vince knew about that got back to Vince. So she's pissed that Keanu can't keep his mouth shut. So now she's thinking about voting him out. So today, interesting developments here. First of all, Morgan and Vince have been studying a bunch. They figure there's going to be like a before and after type competition coming up, and they want to make sure they're ready. There have also been a lot of little important conversations about this week's vote. So Ashley has really been in the mix today. Ashley was talking to Keanu this morning, and she lets him know, I'm thinking about voting you out because you messed up. She says, I let you know something, and I was told, no, what am I saying? Do I know how to read? Okay. She found out that something she told him, no, I'm not wording this right. It's the thing that I was just talking about, right? The information that she shared with him has gotten back to her. So she's like, I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. He wants to know what exactly she's talking about, what information she's talking about. She doesn't tell him. But she's like, yeah, something I told you has gotten back to me, and that's not cool. So Keanu is trying to cover his ass. He's telling her, I'm not coming after you. Even if there's 3 nominees moving forward, like, I still wouldn't nominate you. I'm targeting Morgan. I would put up like Vince and Kelly. I'm not putting you up. And he's also telling her, like, no offense, but everyone wants to bring you to the end because they think they can beat you in the competition. So, like, I'm not looking at you as a target. Kind of an insulting thing to say, but okay. So he's really trying to reel Ashley back in. So then Ashley also had a chat with Kelly. And one of my favorite parts was when Ashley let Kelly know that she's been hearing the things that Kelly has said about her behind her back. And Kelly was like what? Like, what did I say? And Ashley's like, think of everything that you've ever said about me. It's all gotten back to me. I don't know how much she's actually heard, but like Kelly's talked a lot of shit about Ashley. So Ashley's letting Kelly know, like, you're on thin ice with me. I am considering voting you out. But another important piece of information that Ashley got in this conversation, Kelly shared that she would rather keep Lauren over Keanu. Now, this is very important because the perception around the house has been that, like, Kelly and Keanu are super tight. They want to go to the end together. But now that Kelly is admitting that she would prefer to keep Lauren over Keanu, it's just further evidence demonstrating how close that trio of Kelly, Lauren, and Ava have gotten, right? They don't want to vote each other out. They don't want to put each other up on the block. So that's going to make people really nervous. So Ashley checks in with Vince and Morgan, and she's sharing some of the information that she has gathered in her conversations from today. And she says, we have got to break up that girl trio. They are way closer than I thought. Kelly's wanting to keep Lauren over Keanu. Like, what's going on here? And she's saying, if it's Lauren versus Keanu, Lauren's got to go. And they're also now making the push for Lauren to leave over Kelly. Ashley and Morgan are both pushing for Lauren to go. And Vince seems like semi-open to it. He seems to be considering it. I don't know how serious he is about it. Do I think that Vince would actually send Lauren home in like a tie situation? I don't know about that, because that's like a whole other thing, right? If it's like Lauren versus Keanu, and Lauren would have Kelly and Ava voting for her, and then Ashley and Morgan would vote for her to go. I don't know that Vince would be bold enough to break the tie for Lauren to go. But if Keanu wins the blockbuster, Vince wouldn't have to be involved because Morgan and Ashley and Keanu could all vote out Lauren, and then there wouldn't be a tie. So it's pretty interesting the way things are developing right now. I have a feeling it's going to be a late night with Morgan and the campaigning, but the house guests are on another lengthy lockdown right now. The feeds are on the animal shelter. I'm going to assume it's more prep for tomorrow. I don't think anything's going down right now. I think it's just like getting the house ready, maybe some camera rehearsals. Because, I mean, it's a double eviction tomorrow. Not only is it a double, it's a 2-hour live episode. So, like, they got to work out all that stuff. And yeah, double eviction tomorrow, baby. Finally, it does seem like the momentum is shifting towards a Lauren or Kelly eviction for the first half. Depending on who wins the blockbuster, it seems like Keanu out of the three is actually the most safe, which is wild. And then for the second one, who knows? I mean, unfortunately, I think Morgan is definitely at risk. I think she's in a lot of danger. We know that Lauren wants her out. Keanu wants her out. She's got a lot of people looking her way. So I'm worried for her. But also, she's a very strong competitor. So she could potentially win HOH. She could win the veto. Who knows? But anything can happen on double eviction night. I'd love to see Vince go. We'll see. So, yeah, I want to thank you all so much for being here. We've got the 2-hour episode tonight. How crazy is it that people that only watch the show, the casuals, they haven't seen anything yet from this week? They don't know who won HOH, nominations, veto, all the Morgan drama. Like, they haven't seen any of that yet, which is crazy. But tonight we also get to see Zingbot. So that's fun. All right. I want to thank everyone for watching, but I also want to give a special thanks to our super chatters. So let's see who we got. Rob Madden, thank you so much for the super chat. Rob says, I feel like a lot of the twists were not used because nobody found the secret room they showed in the preview of the house from the guy who designed it. Oh, yeah. Wasn't there supposed to be like a whole secret situation going on? I completely forgot about that. That's interesting. I wonder why that hasn't come up, or if it's still coming up. Maybe it's coming up after this double, because they still need to get rid of like another person, maybe 2 more people to get down to that final 3. I'm not sure what the timing is with like at what point in the week we're going to get to final 3 in the last week, but I mean, that could be still to come, because Julie did say the mastermind is not done yet. So it could be something with that. But thank you so much, Rob. And I also want to give you and Sumner a special thanks, because we got your package, the beautiful artwork by Sumner. They gifted my sister this gorgeous print of Sumner's drawing of her cats, Homer and Gaston, who have both passed on. So I cannot thank you guys enough. Chris opened it today and she just loves it so much and she can't wait to hang it up. So thank you so much. We'll be showing it in the next vlog too, but I just wanted to thank you both so much. Sean Davis, thank you so much for the super chat. Sean says 2 hours of BB back to back with all filler and no substance is brutal. I know. Wrap the season up and enough with the long hugs. By the way, Dylan was stiff on Dancing with the Stars, just like his game on Traitors. Burn! Okay, I agree. Like, sometimes these long episodes are freaking rough to get through because there's just so much filler. I think an hour and a half can be wonderful, but like 2 hours sometimes is pushing it. And with Dylan on Dancing with the Stars, I feel like he had some good moments in his dance. There was a lot of potential there, but I feel like one of his biggest issues was his timing. I feel like he got off on timing a bunch of times. But I think he could be good. I think he needs some training. I think he needs to come out of his shell a little bit. But he's such a cutie pie. I hope he sticks around. So thank you again to Sean Davis. Jack D65, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, go Ashley. Woo! I agree. I love watching Ashley work. I think she does not get enough credit for her gameplay. So I hope she's able to like make some moves in this last week and a half and get some stuff, like some tangible stuff on her resume that will speak for itself. Because I think if she does get to the end with what she's got going right now, I think she's played this game hard, but it's going to be really difficult for her to explain her game to the jury in the short amount of time that the finalists are given. So I hope that she's able to win some competitions here and really leave her mark. Laura G, thank you so much. Laura says, I'm going to miss your updates after the season is over. Great job. Oh, I'm going to miss delivering the updates to all of you guys. It's so much fun to interact with you about the show. Zachary Longamore, thank you so much. Zachary says, have a few comments. 1, Ashley gets a little too much hate. Have to be a bit outspoken if you're a lawyer, and I'm also sensing some bias. Yeah, I think Ashley gets a lot of hate too, and I don't get it. I think the show did her dirty with how they portrayed the Ashley and Rachel versus Keanu thing. They tried to make it seem like those two are bullies, and like the show has not shown some of the crap that Keanu has said and done in this house. So it really made it look like it was coming out of nowhere. But I would agree. I think people are way too hard on her. Number 2, we need more older house guests. Yes. I mean, how much did we enjoy Will, Angela, Felicia, Sari? Like, we need more older house guests. I just love seeing like the different walks of life coming together and like people that have actual life experience, not just these 20-year-olds that want to be what's the word I'm looking for? Influencers. Yeah, it would be nice to see more older house guests in the future. And 3, Vince sucks. 3 for 3, baby. I agree. I've had enough of Vince at this point. Okay. I'm sorry. It's too much. He's too much. So I want to thank you all again so much for being here. We will be back later tonight for the episode recap. And until then, much love. Bye, everybody. Bye.